Is your identity truly your identity in which you want to truly at core choose what you want to do, who you want to be, what you stand for, and what are your beliefs without them being forced upon you or without a system, family, or friends telling you how you should be, how you should act, or how you should conform because of what they chose to conform to. And so many times I caught myself in this void of just like, I don't know who I like. It's okay to not know who you are and what you want to be, because within this earth, it's a self-discovery journey. And so many times the world tell you you're this, you should be that, you should do this, and you like, the world tell you all these different things, but it's just like, these are things what the world has, molded and cultivate. Okay, you should be a firefighter, you should be a doctor, you should, like, they also, it starts from with kids. They get you at kids, they tell you, you screaming, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a doctor, like, out even knowing the weight or what truly it means to be a firefighter or a doctor. But they got you saying these things and picking and choosing when you were a kid. You don't even know the world yet, you know. And so many times I knew that me and so many other people, go through this, whether you watching this video or any of that. I know that so many people go through this. Like, you can call it an identity crisis. I don't know. I wouldn't really say identity crisis, but we go through this point of our life where we don't know who we are. And I feel like it's okay to not know who you are because you're still discovering that. And I feel like the world forced you to know who you are when you haven't had much experiences or really just saw what it means to truly live outside of how the world told you should live. You should go to job. You should you should get a job. You should do this. You should do that. You should celebrate this day. You should like everything. And what has molded you was told and forced on you on how to be or how to act or how to show up. And I just knew I had that inner flame. I knew I had a, flame in me that was like, no, I'm not going to conform to a system that doesn't even care to truly teach me what it truly means and the basics and the necessities of life, for starting growing your own garden, growing your organic food, or even just simply building a house, or like the necessities that you need to not depend on a system that keep you in chains, that keep you in the rat race. I always knew, like, nah, this can't be life. Like, this cannot be life. Like, I'm getting told how I need to live without going after what my heart is pulling me towards, my soul. And when you following that soul, that heart space, it's going to pull you to some that's a bit different. Because I know it's much more to life than what mainstream tell us there is to life. What mainstream tell us that it is to life. I always knew that. So I just feel like so many people, we get into this phase of our life where we just like, who am I? Without a system telling me, without nobody telling me, who am I and what do I stand for? What do I feel like my heart and soul is truly pulling me towards? Because when you realize all of this was created by what somebody else thinks humans should do and be, everything was created. And I've always knew, like I said, as a young boy, I always knew working and dying is just not life. This is just not it. It is so much more to life. That's why I love traveling, because traveling is a form of expansion that expands your mind. That's like, okay, it is more to life than what this system is presenting to me and showing me and telling me. They only telling me a very, very small fractal of what life is. And it's not even the truth. So I just feel like never feel bad for not knowing who you are, because self-discovery is a journey. It is not something you're going to find out in one day or one night. It's a journey because you go through life. We go through different experiences that mold our identity, that mold who we are. You can go through an experience one day that change your whole perspective on life forever, because life is ever changing and evolving, and this system tries to stagnate us and keep us in a box for so long that it's just like, who am I? Like, can I discover what I like, what I love to do? Can I let that inner flame come out? Because I'm telling you, your soul, our souls are far more intelligent than what we think, you know? And like I said, it's nothing wrong to the souls who do identify with a doctor or a firefighter or a retailer. It's no, bad blood, because that's what you choose to identify with. And I can't, go against what you choose to identify with. You want to identify with that, that's your belief, that's what you want to do. I support you. But I just knew, like, I didn't have to force myself in a box to pick one identity. But in life, you go through multiple identities. One minute you might go through, you might be a barista. Next minute you might be a manager. Like, next minute you might be an entrepreneur or a traveler or a digital nomad. Like, it's so many different things that you go through once you learn and you experience different things in life, And that's what I had to learn, that life is a journey. It's not something that you're going to have it figure out in all, overnight or one day or 1 week, but it's an everlasting journey to self, And I had to learn to not identify. That's with, especially identity come with ego. And the ego going to want to identify with things to feel superior or to feel like it's seen or heard. But in reality, I just feel as if, like, a lot of the times you're going to really have to go through ego deaths when you're on the journey of self-discovery or just an identity journey, Because I just feel like life is forever evolving. And when your mindset evolve with life, so does your career, so that the things you like to do evolve. And this just was an important, thing on my heart to share today, because I just feel like so many of us go through this phase of life. We just like, who am I? But you decide who you are, what you stand for, and what you choose to believe you are. You choose to believe that you're, connected to source, that you are a beautiful, radiant soul, that your reality is based off what you choose to believe and how you choose to shape it. Because a lot of the times our vision and our perception and the way we think have all been shaped by the external environment, by the external noise, by external people. Your soul, like I said earlier in this video, is way more powerful than you think. You have a higher version of you who know what's best for you. And like I said, nothing is wrong with professions and modern day professions, but just know you are more than that doctor title. You are more than that teacher title, that cashier, stalker, whatever title, lawyer, even entrepreneur. You are more than those titles. But you're just temporarily experiencing that title. That title was never meant to be your identity, but it was meant to be an experience that you chose. You chose to experience what it's like being a doctor. You chose to experience what it's like being a retail worker, And a lot of these times, we kind of get in positions where we have to, go under that title of a retail or a warehouse or a lawyer or a doctor because we want to make money. I realize a lot of people also do things for money. Many people do things for money, whether than they do it for their soul and what their soul desire. And yet, I can't blame them, because the world has always taught, get money, chase your dreams, and But more so with this video, I just really wanted to just put out there that, like, don't feel bad for not knowing who you are. It's a journey. We experience things in life that shape us, that mold us into who we are. We Go through things in life. It's okay to not know who you are. It's okay to go through a season of messiness. But always know that life is forever evolving, and you decide today, in this current moment, who you want to be. And how do you decide you want to show up in the world? And what can you contribute to the well-being of yourself and the well-being of humanity? Love y'all.